up, y'all? It's me, Erica, and we are down here. Peace, y'all. Take care of each other. Protect your energy.
Something real quick. What's up, everybody? It's me, Erica. We are down here, honey. I just finished recording Real Housewives of Atlanta, and I was like, should we make another video? I was like, let me make a quick video. Let's see what I saved from over the weekend. You know, is it Ja or Jay? Ja or Jay Morant?
I sponsor the blog.
Let me tell you something.
He was waving a gun again, and he's been suspended from his team again. Hold on, here we go. Jay Morant on Instagram waving his little gun again. I don't understand. And then the crazy part is y'all coming out trying to defend him. Van Lathan, you care more about Jay Morant than he cares about his own career. You care more about his contract than he does. He's out here waving the gun, and you could see when he started waving the gun, his friend that was on, you know, they were on live, he like put the camera down. It's like, when do you learn? Why are you acting like you're like a teenager who doesn't understand that you should not be waving guns? You are a representative of the team that you're on. You don't need to be waving guns on live. Like, what is wrong with you? And furthermore, you've already suffered a consequence, and obviously it doesn't matter to you. And that's what I'm saying. It's like, let them lose their contracts. Let them lose the money that they had access to, because obviously the mentality is not matching up. You suffered a consequence and still didn't learn from it. So here we are again. He's been suspended again. Here we go. The Grizzlies have suspended Jay Morant from all team activities after he flashed a gun on IG Live again. I don't feel bad for him. Somebody said, give the opportunity to someone else. Maybe that's what he wants. You know how powerful your music got to be to influence a man to lose millions of dollars? His friend is a real one. He tried to turn the camera so quick. Is he slow? Seriously. Unpopular opinion. But if it's legal, why can't he have a gun? He can have a gun, but waving a gun, that is irresponsible. Anything can happen. There's nowhere in the world where anybody would tell you, as far as gun safety goes, that you can hold a gun and wave it in the air like you just don't care. Don't be stupid. And then think about, what are you defending? He's waving a gun. That's dangerous. Anything can happen. Somebody said his friends don't give a F about him. He got to change friends too, because why would you post this? They were on live. People are recording. Just give the opportunity to somebody else since you don't want it, child. So, question. While his judgment is quite poor and unnecessary, having a gun is not illegal. Why is he being suspended for holding a gun? Not holding it. He's not holding it. He's waving it around. Negligent. He's being negligent. Isn't Tory Lanez in jail right now for being negligent and shooting a gun? You cannot do that. And I just don't understand why no one's saying having a gun is illegal. It's how you use the gun. Hello. Stupid. That's what I said. And Van Lathan making all these excuses. I'm like, you care more than he does. Why are you trying to defend it? And what are you defending? What are you defending? Hold on. What is this? All right. I'm back. All right, girl. They will talk your face off. We was talking about Jay Morant. I don't even know how to pronounce the man's name. Yeah. So like I said, basically, if he doesn't want to take advantage of the opportunity he's been given. I know he had like, what's his name? Kwame Brown. He called him NBA dumb boy. Girl, when I saw that this morning, I screamed. Here we go, right here. Here we go. Oh, wait.
Heard of NBA young boy, but you NBA dumb boy. You got $231 million promised to you, and you want to be a thug? You are lowering yourself to the level of your mother friends, and they not your friends. So your daddy can smile at every game all he want to, but the moment them white folks see that goddamn picture, boy, you finna lose a shit ton of money. You supposed to be waving that basketball on camera, and that's it, you motherfucker. You heard of NBA young boy?
He said, you're supposed to be waving that basketball. That's what you need to be waving in the air like you just don't care. When I look at John Morant, whatever his name is, when I look at him, I see like a teenager. I see like somebody whose brain hasn't fully developed yet. And then somebody online was like, you know, you got to remember he's 23 years old. And when we were 23, we didn't make decisions, the best decisions. We didn't have $230 million contracts either. Hello, you need to act like you've been given an opportunity, and you need to make sure you move in a certain way. If you are a representative of a basketball team, you should not be online waving a gun. And somebody else said, I think somebody was like, you know, when we play basketball, I think it was what's his name? I can't remember his name. Jalen Rose. He had a good, I don't know why I didn't save it. Jalen Rose said something really good about this whole situation with Jay Morant. Let me see if I can find it. He really said something useful. Hold on, let's see. Jalen Rose. I don't know if it was on Neighborhood Talk or Hollywood Unlocked. I think maybe it was Hollywood Unlocked. Hold on, let me see. Because he said something really, really good. Hold on. Let me go to Hollywood Unlocked. Because, yeah, he says, you know, as basketball players, we are basically, you know, put into a space where you have to be a role model. And you're just not making the best decisions. And no, he doesn't have to be a role model. And yes, your parents should be your role model, or the people in your community. Here he goes, right here. Listen to what he has to say.
To put himself in this situation just a short time after that scenario.
Okay, hold on. Let's go back.
And for Ja to put himself in this situation just a short time after that scenario happened, I agree with Stephen A. This is going to be a 20-25 game suspension. It's unfortunate also for the organization, because now it puts a damper going into next season. How well can you play if you're going to miss John Morant for so many games? But also, I gotta also say this: he is 23. He just finished his 4th year in the league, and I'm personally just glad that social media didn't exist when I was in college or when I was in the league, because, like I said before, I put myself in a lot of questionable positions and made a lot of poor decisions like we see him making right now. So I'm not going to talk about it like it's the end for him. I think there's still a future for him to still reclaim his decision making and put himself in position to not only be a role model, a parent, and for Ja to put him.
Yeah, I think that was some good advice. Like, yes, we're young, we make dumb decisions, but if you have a contract for that amount of money, what Kwame Brown said, what is his contract worth? Because let me see. He signed a 5-year, $194 million contract with the Memphis Grizzlies, including $194,300,000 guaranteed, and an annual average salary of $38,860,000. In 2023, Morant will earn a base salary of $33.5 million, while carrying a cap hit of $33.5 million and a dead cap value of $33.5 million. And you want to wave a gun in the air. it sounds like somebody that's why people are asking, like, is there something wrong, like some cognitive issues happening where he doesn't really kind of understand it, and it's like, what's going on? And I feel like that there's a lot missing when it comes to these younger men playing sports and what they need to learn about the privilege that they've been given, and how they navigate that, and how they don't really understand, like, that's $33.5 million, and you want to risk that by hanging out with your friends, waving a gun in the air. Like, I don't understand, like, why. I feel like a psychologist needs to step in, right? They tried to clean him up for the news the last time. No, you can clean up. You can put a tie on him. You can pull his locks back, and you can do whatever. Cover up the tattoos. It's here. It's in here. It's the mind. It's the mindset. And that's what he wants to do. He wants to risk it all on that. Then so be it. That's up to him. I don't understand it. I don't understand it. Let's see, what else do we have saved? Fat Joe on John Morant flashing gun, or the second time. He's trying hard to get kicked out of the NBA. Maybe that's what he's doing. Let's see what Fat Joe says.
He's trying hard to get kicked out the NBA. And those guys that's with you, they not your people's job. They don't care. This is a problem we have with our community becoming famous, becoming celebrity, because the people around you,
they don't care.
They like that the girls is watching. They love the lifestyle, but they're not you. They didn't dribble the basketball in the snow on Christmas trying to figure out the Kobe moves or the Jordan moves. They didn't put in the work like you. And guess what? If you get thrown out of the NBA, these are the same
They're gonna
guys
disappear.
who are going to say, yo, he wasn't shit anyway. You know, it is what it is, yo.
Everybody's trying to tell him. That's where I'm at the point where I'm thinking, is there some cognitive delays to where he doesn't kind of understand, like, do you understand how much money? Maybe somebody needs to draw on a board for him to draw how much, like, to show him in currency how much $33.5 million is, so you could understand that waving a gun in the air negligent like that is not what you want to do. You could lose all of this. Maybe he needs to see it, because maybe he doesn't understand. I'm not trying to make an excuse for him. I'm trying to figure out, like, how could you risk that? For what? You just got in trouble for this. And you still out here playing these games. I don't understand. So I don't understand why young Jock was on the internet crying. Why not? Y'all post all that other BS. Somebody said recording it. That's one thing that I don't understand, when people record themselves crying. Now, I could see, like, if we're in a conversation, we're down here talking about something, and I get emotional and the tears start flowing. But if I'm doing something else and I'm crying, it's not, I don't know, it doesn't register for me to hit record and to record myself crying. That for me doesn't register. Some people do it. I mean, it's just, and then we have to understand, in the generation that we're in, people share everything. But I didn't understand what this was for, what he was trying to do. But somebody said recording it. He says, yes, why not? Y'all post all that other BS. Somebody else said, not in front of the world. The world don't give a F. And I would never record myself crying. Who thinks about recording themselves while crying? It's a no for me. I've never done it. Here's Jock responding. I've never done it, but there are people fighting for their freedom of expression and don't know how to see life through an uncensored lens. Somebody else said, intimate moments to ourselves outside of social media are obsolete. Jock says, I had to share what I was going through while praying for so many people that I love and cherish. Yeah, I'll put it in here. But yeah, he recorded himself crying. It was black and white. I don't know why he was crying. He says the world is such a wicked place at times. It's a quote that they've attached to this post. Let's see what other comments. Somebody said, this is Becca Lane. She says, everyone loves a strong man until he breaks down. I get where some people are coming from, because why post it? But also, he's right. Why not? In my opinion, it shows men that they can cry. The comments failed the men of this world. They need to see it's okay to feel emotions. Somebody says it comes off less genuine because of the fact that you recorded yourself. It's sad how the Black community continuously downplays one of the strongest strengths a person can have, and that's vulnerability, and then act like it doesn't play a huge part as to why so many Black men walk around emotionless and narcissistic. They've never had a safe space to feel. You may not record yourself crying and posting it, but that doesn't mean doing so isn't a healthy outlet to release negative emotions. Black people, please stop buying into Black culture and its belief systems. It's destroying the community at an abundant rate these days. I kind of agree with that. I feel like men and women both, in a lot of cultures, they look at crying as a sign of weakness. They look at vulnerability as a sign of weakness. And those behaviors translate in how we deal with each other in our relationships. Not crying, not being there, acting like things don't bother you, acting like you're unbothered, and all this other stuff. It does a disservice to everyone around you. The recording part, it's like, it is kind of odd, but like the other person said, why not? Y'all post everything else. You know what I'm saying? Posting him crying, we kind of feel like, okay, why are you recording yourself crying? Well, he wants to show that it's okay to cry. I think for Black men in particular, their performance of masculinity teeters on toxic. And so crying is something that they don't do. They hold it in, and like we say all the time, a lot of these men, they only have relationships with the emotions lust and anger, and those are the only two emotions that they're able to access. So showing men being more sensitive and crying, there are women like, I don't want no man crying ass nigga and this and that like that. There are some women that fall into that as well. I would rather a person be able to be vulnerable, be able to have a managed emotional state where they are able to cry, where they are able to express their emotions in a healthy way, and not only know how to be angry, and not only know how to yell, but to cry and to put words to, this is how I'm feeling. I think more men, and across cultures, because that's not just Black men, a lot of men from all cultures, they want to be macho, they don't want to show emotion. We have people from all walks of life who talk about they've never seen their father cry. The only time I saw my father cry is when his father died. The only time I never saw my father cry. My father never said, I love you. My father never hugged us. My father never did this. You have so many people who say that. So I think it's okay to show men crying. I think it's okay for men to be vulnerable. I think it produces a better community when the men are able to actually express themselves, because if the only access to an emotion is anger, that puts everybody at risk, including himself, everybody around him. So, I'm all for vulnerability in men. I don't feel like it makes you weak. I don't feel like it makes you, and you have to be mindful, ladies, that when you say a man crying makes him feminine, and in turn that turns you off, what is so bad about femininity in a man? I don't feel like crying is a feminine or masculine kind of trait. Crying is just an emotion that all people can express. Crying, sadness, being frustrated at the world. It's okay. I think a lot, like, again, I think it is healthy for people to express their emotions and to be able to verbalize how they're feeling as well. So hopefully it starts something. I don't know, but we'll see. Still weird. I'm sorry. How many times did you start over before you said this is the one? Like, did you recry? I find nothing wrong with him expressing himself, but I cringe at anybody recording themselves crying. Um, how are y'all mad for emotional expression? That's what's wrong with our people. As far as back in history, that I've been taught, our emotions and words have been silenced and suppressed. So y'all will watch people go live to kill someone, kill themselves, or run from the law, but really have an issue with him expressing. Seems like some of y'all need to go sit down on somebody's couch and cry. Yeah. So we'll see. We'll see. People are having their opinions about it. Okay, let's see what else. All right, let me go to what I saved. Now I sponsor the blogs. Julie McKnight, the ex-wife of Brian McKnight, speaks out amid scandal about his relationship with children they had together. This is from the Shade Room.
Just here to say thank you.
Okay, let's see.
Thank you. We appreciate you. We see you. We hear you.
She's playing music.
We feel it.
I can't.
Your kind word.
I really wish I could listen to her. Maybe I'll have to listen to her and we can talk about it. She's playing music and I don't want to get a copyright strike. This is from the Jasmine brand. Nick Cannon says he earns $100 million a year amid deadbeat dad claims. I've been villainized. During a recent interview, Nick Cannon responds to being labeled a deadbeat dad by exposing his staggering yearly income. Over the past 12 years, the media mogul has fathered 12 children with 6 different women, 5 of whom are under 1. I've been villainized, Cannon shares with the Los Angeles Times regarding the criticism surrounding his numerous partners and children. I hear all the time, you can't be present for those children, so therefore I get the deadbeat title. You're right. Cannon, who previously disputed paying $3 million in child support every year, now claims to pay more. According to the television host, $3 million is not a lot of money. When you think about my lifestyle, I have to generate at least $100 million a year, he told the Times. This is the one thing that I believe that men and women have effed up, is the fact that you can throw money in a child's face. It doesn't matter how much you make. What's going to be missing is the time spent with the child. You can provide all the money you want. And like I said in the comments, I said, it's not about how much money you make. Elon Musk's child changed their last name because their filthy rich ass daddy was absent. Flood your kids with money to fill the void of your absence is not the solution. What's the disconnect? Really, like, where are you guys missing it? This idea that the money solves the problem. For so many people, men and women alike, y'all feel like the money solves the problem. It does not. It does not solve the problem. A time a parent spends with their children is priceless, and a lot of people don't seem to understand that. You are a deadbeat because you don't spend time with your children. You spend money on them, but they don't know, who is this guy? Oh, I see him every 2 weeks and he stays for a photo op and then leaves. I don't know this man. Thanks for the money on the dresser. Like, what is it that is not clicking for you? I don't understand. I don't understand. Let's read some of the comments. Financially supportive, emotionally unavailable. No one said he was broke. Everyone just recognized he can't be in all the homes at the same time. He doesn't need any more airtime about his private life. Money doesn't equal time. Obviously, he's a provider, but is he emotionally providing and protecting all of their hearts? No matter how many kids you have, being present is what matters most. What does money have to do with being a deadbeat father? Exactly. Is this the same interview or what? Because baby, we are tired. I am really tired of people asking Nick Cannon questions about his lifestyle as if he's like the only one moving like this. There are millions of men who have multiple children by multiple different women who don't care for their children. And when we say don't care for their children, we're talking about being present, being active in the child's life, not throwing money, not paying child support, none of that. Even though y'all fight tooth and nail when it's time to pay child support, y'all act like y'all can't take care of the responsibility that you created. It's so weird. A father being in the home is more important than a father being around. These are not paychecks, they're children. Well, a father being in the home may not be conducive for the mother. So let's cut that out, right? Because y'all keep saying the father in the home, the father in the home. The mama may not want the father in the home, okay? They may not get along. They may not be a suitable match. So he needs to be outside of the home for everybody's welfare. But being available, coming to pick up the children, letting them spend time with you, letting them spend summers with you, whatever you need to do to let the child know that you are there, emotionally supportive, physically there. Throwing money, child support is not it. Like, I just don't understand where that disconnect comes with so many people saying the same thing. Elon Musk is richer than everybody, and his own child changed their last name. So it's not about the money. It's not about the money. And I don't understand why nobody gets that. Mel B requesting primary custody of her 11-year-old daughter and wants her ex-husband drug tested. I have serious concerns. This is from the Jasmine brand. Scary Spice is putting up a fight. Mel B is petitioning for primary custody of her 11-year-old daughter with ex-husband Stephen Belafonte. The former Spice Girl also requests that her ex undergo random drug testing. The entertainer has serious concerns about Stephen's ability to care for their daughter Madison, according to court papers obtained by Radar Online. Mel and Stephen divorced in 2017. She accused him of DV, and he reportedly denies. I don't think there's any person who's been accused of DV who will come out and say, yeah, I did that. Nobody. Stephen presently has primary custody. He and Madison currently reside in LA. The preteen travels to the UK to spend time with her mother. And what I said is, this is why women are opting for sperm donors and solo parenting, because this is too much. That's what Lala on Vanderpump Rules basically said. I don't want my child's well-being being at the helm of some fickle ass, weird ass man who wants to just get back at me, like Martell Hope trying to apply for sole custody of his children from Melody, like she's some bad parent or something. Like, why are you playing these games in the courts? Nobody wants to deal with that. This is why women are opting for solo parenting and getting sperm donors. They don't want to deal with these weirdos. Why does he have primary custody? He got caught lying and scamming about a lot of things, including being related to Harry Belafonte. He's not a good man at all. Saying out of people's business without knowing them personally, just hoping the child's okay. The only reason she doesn't have custody is because she's not American. How do you lose custody to begin with? Somebody said she didn't lose custody. She just doesn't have full custody. Yeah, because she still visits her mom. She always got some shit going on concerning her kids. She has the worst luck with men. I see him screaming at a cashier at Whole Foods because it was late and she didn't know if the deli was closed yet. And he was too lazy to walk his own ass back there to find out. Screamed at her twice aggressively and then reported her to her manager because he said she should know things that she wants to work there. Lady is nice as fuck too. Whatever Spice says, I believe that shit. It speaks value when they give full custody to the man, so I hope she's not trying to disturb the peace. She won't win, unfortunately, because the family courts suck and she lives in a different country. She needs to move back to LA. Her work visa expired in 2019, so he got full custody. By default, she has other daughters legally she can't take to the UK without his permission or courts. This is why y'all should not get married. Look at this mess. There's a lot of people, like a lot of women are just like, I don't even want to deal with a man and his weird ass personality, or him trying to seek revenge or trying to get back. I don't even want to deal with it. That's why you should not shame women for choosing to raise their kids without a man there, because some of these men are unfit to be parents. They're unfit to be in the home. They're unfit to father. They're unfit to even be a role model for anybody. They're not even fit to do that. It's like you don't even want the child around them to learn some weird shit from these weirdos. Like, it's real. Somebody says he's the ex who allegedly beat her like a man, because didn't he have something weird with her daughter from Eddie Murphy? Somebody says they're still fighting. Mel B, we've been had serious concerns when you met dude. Yeah, even the way he looked, it was like, dude is weird. So shout out to Mel B. Hopefully she can get custody of her daughter. All right, what else? I think that's it for today. Y'all let me know if there's anything you want to talk about. Put it in the comments. Don't forget to like the video. Take care of each other and protect your energy. Peace.